You know what I'm doing on a Thursday night. I'm glad you guys put up with my shenanigans. Hello, my friends. My name is Jake. This is Returning Retro, where we talk about some retro tech, some vintage tech, but above all, intentional tech. And the device I have for you today is one of the best examples of true intentionality with technology. And I'm excited to show it to you today. So this is going to be my first impressions of Keyphone KP1. I would not consider myself a digital minimalist. This is not something that really fits with my current needs in my life, with a young family, with a job, with running a YouTube channel, a Reddit page, and all the social media that goes along with that. So digital minimalism isn't a great fit for me currently, though I know that it is a great fit for a number of people. And the KP1, the Keyphone, I think is going to be for you. It has almost no functionality, and therein lies the brilliance of this device. Calling, texting. That's pretty much it in terms of communication. There's some things on there. There's a notepad, calendar, clock, some of those built-in apps that you've kind of grown to expect from a phone. But beyond anything else, this little guy has been such a charming refresher for me. I mean, coming into this, I really didn't know what to expect, and we'll go over to the tabletop here in just a minute, but I have been using it now for a couple of weeks, and it is just such a callback. It is such a nostalgia trip to a time of more simple interactions with technology, or rather more simple and straightforward ways that we interact with the world or each other through technology. So let's go over to the tabletop. I'll give you a tour of the device. Again, very much a first impressions, and this is the beta device as well. Not all the features are even here yet, but without further delay, let's jump over. All right, my friends, this is Keyphone, the KP1. So I wanted to give you a little bit of an introduction, a little bit of a tour, and guys, this is just a really neat device. So to start it off, this is my Pearl 9100. Super cool device, one of my all-time favorite devices, but you can see it is very small compared to the KP1. Moving up the line a little bit, we've got ourselves a classic. This, of course, being the Q25. Nearly the same height. The KP1 is a little bit taller, but noticeably skinnier. Moving on up here, as I throw stuff around, we got ourselves a BlackBerry Key 2. Very nice. And last but not least for this time, the minimal phone, which you can see just dwarfs the Keyphone. So the Keyphone, the elephant in the room, my friends, this is a dumb phone by any definition that you could possibly use. Yes, it is running on a base layer of Android, but it doesn't support any third-party apps. They are also not enabling the sideloading of apps. They are not planning on supporting bootloader unlocking for custom ROMs, let alone making custom ROMs themselves that you could have full Android or something. And the first-party apps that they have currently on this beta device are also fairly limited. So there is no WhatsApp, there is no Google Maps, there is no Telegram, Signal, Facebook. I mean, does it support this? If it is a third-party app, the answer to that is no. They've done that very deliberately. So, a tour of the outside really quickly. 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on the top. Love it. Tested it with my old Jurassic Park original motion picture soundtrack that I ripped from a CD that I got at the thrift shop 2 months ago. On the side over here, we've got the power button, the volume rocker. Everything works great. Over here on this side, we've got the SIM card tray, which is a hybrid SIM plus SD card tray. SD card slot works great. Here you've got your convenience keys, which are all programmable, or at least will be. The software that is on this beta device doesn't allow me to program those yet. Down here on the bottom, you've got a really cool lanyard loop. You've got your USB-C, your microphone, and then let's just keep going around, guys. Can you believe it? In 2025, a device with a removable battery. My goodness. Can't hardly believe it. So I'll throw that back in there. It also has, if you might have seen in my short, a removable camera module. And I'll put the link to it here. I'm not going to take this one apart right now, but there are 4 screws here on the back that you remove those, and the keyboard module just comes right off. Okay. Let's power back up again. I'll sing a little song for you. Just kidding. Be right back. All right, my friends, and we are back. Let's get this a little bit more focused here. So you can see here in all its glory, I did go ahead and pop my SIM in there. I'm currently using a US mobile SIM on a Lightspeed network, which is T-Mobile. You can see there VoLTE, 4G, and I've got the hotspot on. I wanted to show this right away because a lot of people have asked about that, whether hotspot is going to be supported or not. So let's just jump right over here, go over to my Q25, let's go over to internet, the KP1 connected right there. So if we jump over to Brave, let's see. This is kind of hard. Sorry, guys. It's kind of hard to do on the camera looking over. There we go. Let's just go to Google. There it is. And bam, just like that. Let's try something else. Let's try YouTube. Loads it right up. Now, granted, I am in my basement, so the 4G connection down here is not going to be super great, but yeah, hotspot. Another thing that is really neat about it is call quality is amazing. I mean, I don't really know how to describe it. The other person could hear me fine. I could hear them fine. That's another really big win for it. So going into the keyboard here, might as well talk about it. It is very tiny, and by it I mean the keys themselves. As you can probably tell here, I've got some pretty massive thumbs. This is a press the keys with the inside of my fingernail type of a thing, but I found after using it for a couple of days, you got used to it. I mean, again, not going to get super fast, but you definitely can get used to it. The way that they have programmed the keyboard app is you press and hold for an alternate character. So as an example, let's go into the notes app here really quick. Test ones, press this capacitive key. You've got a new one here. Okay, so let's do, so let's see if you guys video notes. Let's just go down to the next one here. So you can see, you kind of get used to it. I don't know if you can hear it from clear down there, but it's also got a very clicky, click, click, click. You can feel the clickiness very, very pronounced with these keys. So these options on the screen here, you can't actually tap those. Those correspond to either the left capacitive button, the center button on the D-pad, or the right capacitive button. So if we go here, gives us some options. Now this is kind of a neat little touch here. You see how it says 1, 2, 3. If I press the corresponding number on the keypad, so we'll just do 3, it will delete it. And then that context menu you can see here has a number of different functions depending on the context of what app you're in or what you're actually doing here. So the end button doubles as a home button. So we can go back to the home here. So you've got what, I don't know, they're not necessarily the frequently used apps. They are, I guess you could say, favorite apps here on this rotating belt here. You can see, you can also scroll through here with it if you prefer to use the touchscreen. I found the touchscreen to be very responsive, no complaints there. And then, of course, you do have this direction pad here, which the outside ring is where the directional presses are. And then the center button is just a select button. To get to your app switcher or your recent apps from the home screen, you just press down and they'll do it that way. Or if you are in an app, so for example, let's go to gallery. You can see some pictures there. If you press and hold the back button, it also will open the app switcher there. Another thing that you may have seen people comment on is the camera. Guys, the camera is surprisingly good on this, both the front facing and the rear facing. So let's see here. Let's get a picture of something. Why not? Minimal phone. Let's show Minimal some love here. So focus. I know you guys can't see this. We'll get a picture there, and I will include that in the video. And then let's also go ahead and do the selfie cam. Hey guys. So the lighting is going to be really bad. So I will put those in the video now so you can take a look. Again, I haven't looked at those yet, but I assume, like the other ones that I've taken, they are actually of a pretty good quality. One thing I really wanted to talk about, again, this is a first impressions video, is how fun of a device this is to use and just a pure nostalgia trip. So it's running on a base layer of Android. I guess not technically Android, AOSP with some very big customizations. They also have gone in and highly tuned this version of Android to where it doesn't even feel like a modern smartphone at all, even though it's Android. And you'll see here in a minute, there are times where you'll be like, okay, this is Android, but I just love this OS. I'm not even sure what they're calling it. Key OS? I'm not even sure. Going through and using it, it just feels like a phone from 2006, and I love it. This is something that maybe younger viewers might not be able to relate to as well, but man, it is so fun to use this. It is such a nostalgia trip. So, okay, so from here, the left capacitive button is your menu button. So if you go there, you'll see across the top these different settings groups. So you've got community, media, tools, search, and then of course, settings. They do have a pretty cool feedback feature here where you can go and submit feedback from what's going well with the device, what's not going well, or feature requests. Okay, so over to the media, we already looked at the camera a little bit. Music, it's got a pretty great music player. I think, yep, like I mentioned before, my old Jurassic Park soundtrack is on there. Gallery, oops. Now, you might notice I'm getting some double presses. It's because my thumb is huge. The D-pad is relatively small. I just am still not quite used to it. But yeah, like I said, you have the touchscreen, so you can come in here and use that. Pretty basic apps there that are going to be typical of any phone. Settings. Now, this is where you're going to start to notice, oh, it is Android. So, for example, if we go to time and date, does that look familiar, my friends? It might look familiar. These are going to look like your very basic AOSP or Android settings, but I still think it's kind of cool that the rest of it has very much a different feel, a nostalgic feel, a retro feel. Battery life is stellar, as you can imagine. This doesn't have much in the way of background processes. It doesn't have much in the way of apps that you can use. The screen is very small, so it just doesn't use a lot of battery. I mean, this thing, I think I am also on a 2-day use it for 2 days before needing to recharge it. My friends, that is a quick little first impressions video of Keyphone, the KP1. Oh, I did actually receive an email that was sent out to the beta program testers today that they are in the process now of the final stretch to get full compatibility on all of the major networks. So Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, you name it. I also have created recently a Discord chat server for people if you want to come in, say hi, discuss all things intentional tech with me. Also, feel free, fairly recently I started an Instagram page, as well as I'm over on X, and I think beyond the Reddit page, that's pretty much the best places you can find me. So thanks again for being here. Excited to have you along for my own intentional tech adventure. We'll see you in the next one.